Consumer Reports pulled its recommendation from 15 vehicles, backed by data from over 300,000 real owners. We are counting down from concerning to catastrophic. Transmissions are grinding dead before the first oil change. At number 4, a 3-row family SUV is suffering cascading fuel pump, transfer case, and transmission failures. And the worst offender loses brakes and steering within 400 miles of delivery. It starts with a $49,000 Cadillac. In the 15th place, the Cadillac XT5 sets the countdown in motion with a lesson in luxury gone wrong. Marketed as a $49,000 status symbol, the 2025 XT5 rides on GM's VSS-F platform and promises refinement with its 2-liter turbo and 9-speed automatic. But Consumer Reports stripped its recommendation after owners reported a wave of early headaches, electronic stability control faults that light up the dash, shift hesitation that leaves drivers stranded in traffic, and brake pads grinding down far too soon for a premium crossover. The failures do not immobilize the XT5, but they hit hard in the wallet and in the reputation. For buyers expecting trouble-free motoring at this price, the reality is a luxury badge that cannot keep up with basic reliability. In the 14th place, the Genesis GV80 proves that a luxury badge and a $58,000 starting price offer no protection from basic electrical failure. Owners expecting high-end reliability have instead faced a parade of dead batteries, 5 replacements in just 5 months for some, each incident leaving a nearly new SUV stranded, immobilized, and facing an $8,800 repair bill. The refreshed MPO platform was supposed to signal progress, but instead, drivers report infotainment screens freezing solid, climate controls locking up, and repeated trips to the dealer just to get the electronics to reboot. For a flagship SUV marketed against BMW and Mercedes, the GV80's pattern of electrical breakdowns isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning that even at the top end, you can pay a premium for a vehicle that simply won't start. In 13th place, the Chevrolet Equinox brings a dose of reality to the mainstream SUV market. The 2025 refresh arrived with bold styling and promises of improved efficiency. But beneath the surface, owners are reporting problems that go far beyond cosmetic flaws. Fuel pump leaks in the 1.5-liter and 2.0-liter turbo models have triggered NHTSA complaints, with some drivers describing the sharp smell of gasoline and visible pooling under the rear axle. All-wheel drive versions add another layer of risk, with transfer case failures that cut power to the rear wheels, leaving families stranded with a dashboard full of warning lights. At a sticker price between $27,000 and $35,000, shoppers expect basic dependability, not intermittent loss of propulsion or the looming threat of a fire hazard. The Equinox's mechanical breakdowns mark a shift from minor electronic glitches to hard part failures, warning that reliability woes are not confined to luxury brands or high-tech hybrids. And the countdown is just getting started. In the 12th place, the GMC Terrain exposes the dark side of platform sharing at a $30,000 to $38,000 price point. Owners expecting a straightforward family SUV are instead facing a mechanical minefield. The same VSS-F architecture that underpins the Equinox brings along identical fuel pump leaks and transfer case failures, gas pooling under the rear axle, sudden loss of all-wheel drive, and warning lights flashing without warning. But the Terrain adds a twist, engine mounts cracking under torque, a defect so severe that dealer memos now call for early mount inspections and replacements, even on vehicles with less than 5,000 miles. These fractures can lead to vibration, drivetrain misalignment, and in some cases, total immobilization. Consumer Reports flagged these compounding failures as a sign that General Motors' rush to unify platforms is spreading defects faster than they can be contained. What started as a cost-saving strategy now means more owners stranded, more warranty claims, and a reliability crisis that is only gaining momentum. In the 11th place, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class delivers a luxury shock that no one expects at a price tag of $64,000 to $93,000. The 2025 redesign rides on the MRA2 platform, promising next-generation comfort with a 48-volt mild hybrid and plug-in hybrid technology. Instead, owners are reporting sudden engine shutdowns at highway speeds, full loss of power, and the dash lighting up for an ECM failure. One owner described their E350 dying at 62 miles per hour, forcing an emergency stop in traffic. The plug-in hybrid variant adds another layer of risk. Reports include high-voltage battery coolant leaks, greenish fluid pooling under the rear seat, and warnings of battery overheating. Mercedes issued 2 technical service bulletins in 2024 for software updates and coolant manifold repairs, but Consumer Reports flagged these failures as both frequent and dangerous. When a luxury sedan can stall without warning and threaten a fire risk before its first oil change, the safety stakes rise far above the usual reliability complaints. In the 10th place, the Buick Enclave's $46,000 promise of premium family comfort unravels before the ink dries on the dealer paperwork. The 2025 redesign rides on GM's LK0 platform, packing a 2.5-liter Turbo 4 and an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. Owners aren't getting reliability, they're getting stranded. Multiple reports document transmission failures at barely 3,300 miles, requiring full gearbox replacement under warranty. One Enclave arrived at its dealership, missing the turbocharger entirely. The kind of assembly line glitch that turns a new car handoff into a factory recall. Consumer Reports dropped the Enclave after this wave of early drivetrain breakdowns, a decision backed by a spike in warranty repair orders and a sharp drop in the drivetrain reliability category. For a 3-row SUV marketed as a safe bet for families, these failures hit before the first oil change and before the dealer tags even come off. In the 9th place, the Hyundai Sonata Hybrid promises 52 miles per gallon and a smooth electrified commute for under $35,000. But beneath the glossy hybrid badge, a hidden weak link is taking out cars at shockingly low mileage. Owners are reporting failures of the ICCU, the integrated charge control unit that manages the hybrid battery and electric boost. When this critical module fails, the Sonata Hybrid loses its electric assist entirely, plunging into limp mode with high-voltage warning lights blazing across the dash. Suddenly, that seamless hybrid experience becomes a powerless crawl to the shoulder. Dealer parts backlogs stretch for weeks, with some owners waiting months for a replacement ICCU. What was sold as a fuel-sipping family sedan becomes a stranded liability, and the EPA numbers on the sticker mean nothing when the hybrid system is offline. For shoppers drawn to electrification, the Sonata Hybrid's electronics fragility is a wake-up call. Even a mainstream hybrid can leave you stranded, and the problem isn't going away. 8th place goes to the Kia Sorento, a family SUV that turns a daily commute into a roadside emergency. The 2025 Sorento Hybrid rides on the same N3 platform as the Sonata Hybrid and touts a 1.6-liter turbocharged hybrid system, with pricing stretching from $31,000 to $42,000. But beneath the promise of efficiency lies a critical flaw. Owners report ruptured coolant pumps in the hybrid loop, leading to rapid engine overheating and forced shutdowns, sometimes at freeway speeds. One moment, the instrument panel is clear. The next, warning lights explode, and the engine shuts itself off to prevent catastrophic damage. Families have been left stranded on the shoulder, waiting for a tow, with the smell of scorched coolant lingering in the air. Consumer Reports flagged the Sorento's cooling system with one of the lowest scores in its segment, and service bulletins point to a pump design that simply cannot handle the thermal load. When a hybrid system's weakest link is a physical component, no software update can save you. The risk of sudden immobilization pushes the Sorento past mere limp mode complaints. This is a failure that can leave anyone, anywhere, with no warning and no way out. Number 7. The Chevrolet Traverse turns a fresh redesign into a forensic case study in catastrophic failure. General Motors' LK0 2.5-liter turbo and 8-speed wet dual-clutch transmission were supposed to anchor the new platform. A service bulletin, N242449240, issued June 2024, blew the lid off a hidden defect: clutch piston retaining rings wearing out at just 3,300 miles. The result was sudden loss of drive, harsh gear changes, and a parade of warranty claims, 3.8 failures per 1,000 units, according to General Motors' own dealer tables. Follow-up bulletins in November and January expanded the fix, but the damage was done. Owners described their Traverse rolling off the lot, only to be towed back weeks later, the transmission gutted and replaced. The root cause, traced to a microscopic tolerance drift in the clutch ring, compounded by supplier flaws and software gaps, cements the Traverse as the central proof in General Motors' reliability crisis. For families expecting years of trouble-free driving, the reality is a brand new SUV immobilized before the first set of plates arrives. In 6th place, the GMC Acadia turns a $36,000 to $50,000 family SUV into a masterclass in mechanical disappointment. Built on GM's LK0 platform, the Acadia inherits the same 2.5-liter turbo and 8-speed dual-clutch transmission that is already gutting the Traverse and Enclave. But here, the problems stack up, not just early transmission failures before 10,000 miles, but also oil pump bearing wear that drives up service costs faster than owners can keep up. Warranty repair orders pile up, clutch packs swapped, transmission fluid dark and gritty, and now technical bulletins warning of oil pump contamination accelerating internal wear. For drivers, that means more time in the loaner car, more bills, and more frustration, as what should be a reliable family hauler turns into a recurring expense. If you have ever had to fight for a warranty claim or watched your service advisor shake his head, now is the time to smash the like button, because the Acadia proves GM's platform crisis is not just a fluke, it is a pattern. In 5th place, the Genesis GV60 turns the promise of cutting-edge electric luxury into a single-point failure nightmare. The price ranges from $52,000 to $71,000. This electric vehicle rides on Hyundai's eGMP platform with dual-motor all-wheel drive and an Environmental Protection Agency rating of 93 miles per gallon equivalent. But owners are not talking about range or performance. They are talking about being stranded. At just 5,000 to 7,000 miles, the Integrated Charging Control Unit, the ICCU, overheats, triggering a full shutdown that leaves the vehicle immobilized. Hyundai Recall 268, affecting over 145,000 electric vehicles, confirms the fault. When the ICCU fails, the 12-volt system dies, and the GV60 becomes a driveway sculpture, requiring a flatbed tow. Owner reports describe the dash lighting up with warnings, then nothing. No drive, no power, no way home. For a premium electric vehicle marketed as the future, a recall-verified shutdown at barely break-in mileage is a gut punch. This is not just a teething issue, it is a design flaw that turns electrification into a gamble. In fourth place, the Ford Explorer turns a $38,000 to $55,000 promise of family security into a high-stakes game of breakdown roulette. The 2025 refresh, built on the CD6 platform, arrives with the familiar 2.3-liter EcoBoost turbo as standard and a 3-liter V6 for buyers chasing extra power. But under the surface, cascading failures are waiting to strike. All-wheel drive models are plagued by transfer case breakdowns. One moment you have traction, the next the system fails and the rear wheels go dead, leaving families stranded in the middle of traffic or on the shoulder. For those who opted for the V6, a new threat emerges. Fuel pump seal leaks that starve the engine of gasoline, triggering sudden stalls or even total shutdowns at highway speed. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration complaint logs are filling up with cases of Explorers immobilized at barely a few thousand miles, forcing tows and expensive repairs before the first set of plates has even faded. Consumer Reports flagged both all-wheel drive and fuel system categories for severe reliability drops, stripping the Explorer of its recommendation after a wave of owner reports. In a market where families pay a premium for peace of mind, the Explorer's multi-system breakdowns deliver the opposite: uncertainty, stress, and a growing sense that even America's best-selling 3-row SUV can't be trusted to get everyone home. In third place, the Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid sets off alarm bells that go far beyond inconvenience. This is a $61,150 luxury SUV built on the SPA2 platform with an 18 kilowatt-hour high-voltage battery pack promising 35 miles of silent electric range. But owners are not just losing drive power, they are facing the looming threat of fire risk. Volvo's own recall docket 21-16511 spells it out. A manufacturing defect in the battery cooling plate can trigger thermal runaway, risking ignition of the pack insulation. Consumer Reports flagged the XC60 recharge after 18% of surveyed owners reported battery safety warnings, smoke, or sudden shutdowns, far above the industry baseline. The fix is not a quick software patch. It is a full high-voltage module replacement, with owners sidelined for weeks and told to avoid fast charging until repairs are done. For a vehicle marketed as the future of safe, sustainable luxury, the reality is a fire risk recall that overshadows every mechanical failure lower on the list. In second place, the Chrysler Pacifica exposes the collapse of trust in a vehicle built for families. Marketed as a safe haven on wheels, this minivan rides on the STLAL platform and commands up to $50,000 with promises of comfort and security. Instead, Pacifica owners are facing failures that go straight to the heart of safety. One case documented with NHTSA as case number 2200123 describes a Pacifica that shut itself down at just 380 miles, locking the brakes, freezing the steering, and leaving a family stranded with no way to move the van. Consumer Reports flagged these early ECM lockouts and fuel pump ruptures as more than statistical noise. They are catastrophic, and they are happening before the first oil change. The Pacifica's reliability score is 14 out of 100, the lowest figure in the entire Stellantis lineup, and a warning shot for anyone considering this minivan as family transport. Loss of power steering, brake-by-wire malfunctions, and immobilization at highway speeds are not theoretical risks. They are showing up in owner reports, service bulletins, and warranty claims. For a vehicle designed to carry children, these failures are not just inconvenient, they are unacceptable. And the pattern is not limited to one trim or powertrain. It is a systemic breakdown that turns a $38,000 to $50,000 investment into a rolling liability. Chrysler Voyager promises affordable family transport at $40,895, but delivers a harsh reality. Built on the same STLAL platform as the Pacifica and using the 3.6-liter V6, it inherits every flaw, and then some. Owners report losing brakes and steering before even reaching 400 miles, sometimes just days after driving off the lot. Dashboards erupt in warnings, the van locks up in traffic or at home, and families find themselves stranded, unable to shift out of park or release the parking brake. Early NHTS. A-filings and Consumer Reports owner complaints reveal a pattern: electronic control module failures, brake-by-wire shutdowns, and fuel pump ruptures, all before the first scheduled service. These are not isolated incidents. They cluster in the first few hundred miles, turning a brand new minivan into a roadside hazard. Stellantis minivans now average just 14 out of 100 in CR's reliability ratings, the lowest of any brand surveyed. The Voyager's stripped-down build does not just cut costs, it compounds existing Pacifica defects, making breakdowns more frequent and dangerous. The promise of budget transport collapses under the weight of repeated safety shutdowns that leave families vulnerable. When the cheapest minivan on the market is also the most likely to strand you, sometimes with children inside, the risk is not worth the savings. The Voyager's early failures, low reliability, and real-world consequences make it a model to avoid at all costs. Across these 15 failures, one pattern is undeniable. Automakers are gambling on untested tech and rushed redesigns, leaving drivers stranded with five-figure repair bills before 30,000 miles. The myth of new car reliability is shattered. In 2025, trust in a badge means less than ever. Demand better.